My father has a relative. She messaged me saying she misses me, asking when I'd come home. I was surprised to receive such a message, because the sender was none other than the person leading our meeting. She's the cold, stern CEO who often reprimands us. What shocked me even more was, the message was sent 5 years from now. In the company's meeting room, on the podium stood a woman in a sharp business suit, her hair tied high in a ponytail exuding the icy aura of a female CEO. Her demeanor was stern, relentlessly scolding everyone in the room. In the company, her coldness was infamous. Like an unapproachable iceberg, anyone daring to defy her orders faced one consequence: pack your things and leave. At that moment, the meeting room was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. In this deathly silence, my phone suddenly pinged. The notification sound was jarringly loud. I opened it to check. The screen clearly displayed "Darling, a kiss, I miss you already. When are you coming home?" The moment I saw that message, it felt like I'd been struck by lightning. You must know the nickname I gave CEO Frostine White was the tyrannical CEO. She often targeted me, always assigning me the toughest problems. If I didn't do well, I'd face a storm of criticism. I instinctively rubbed my eyes. My mind felt drained. Something was off. Something was definitely wrong. I must have misread it. At that moment, Frostine White stood on the podium with authority, assigning tasks for the year, handing out targets to each department. Her lofty attitude commanding the room, completely opposite to that suggestive message. How could it possibly be from her? Already frustrated from Frostine's scolding, and now receiving this bizarre message, I was certain someone was playing a malicious prank. As I thought about it, another message popped up. "I miss you, and so does our child. Can you come home early tonight? I made dumplings for you myself." This message ignited my anger. Meetings like this were already annoying enough, and now someone was messing with me. How could I swallow this irritation? I immediately wanted to reply and curse out the prankster. But as I prepared to respond, I noticed something wasn't right. The timestamp on the message was March 18th, 2030. I quickly switched to my phone's home screen, opened the calendar to check. It was clearly March 18th, 2025. Could this message really be from 5 years in the future? That's absurd. I thought it must be the stress from work lately, causing hallucinations. I took a deep breath, opened the messaging app again. The timestamp was still March 18th, 2030. It really was a message from 5 years in the future. And the sender was still the cold CEO Frostine White. Or maybe my phone was glitching. I hurriedly restarted it. But as soon as it powered back on, another message came from her. "Darling, why aren't you replying to my messages?" I looked at the previous messages, then glanced at the timestamp, still March 18th, 2030. My heart suddenly raced. In a panic, I quickly typed back, "Who are you?" Even though her nickname was Tyrannical CEO, I couldn't help but ask. The reply came quickly, "Darling, you finally replied to me. What kind of game are you playing asking me that? Your beloved Nina. I'm your wife, Frostine White. Just call me your darling Frosty." Reading those words, I felt my entire worldview collapsing. Calling her darling Frosty. Reading those words, I felt my entire worldview collapsing. 5 years from now, I actually married the tyrannical CEO Frostine White. And we even have a child. How could that be possible? I couldn't help but look up at Frostine White on the podium with her icy expression. This meeting was because the company's performance last quarter was subpar. She was very displeased about it. The moment I looked at her, our eyes met. I quickly looked away, but that action caught Frostine's attention. She coldly spoke up, "Nathan Tate, if I recall correctly, your team's performance last quarter was near the bottom, wasn't it? What kind of leadership is that?" Then she began criticizing me mercilessly. I could only lower my head in silence. The frustration inside me was about to overflow. Last quarter, my team's performance was actually decent. It was just her standards were too harsh. Nitpicking every detail, I sighed inwardly. Having a boss like her was truly bad luck. I glanced down at my phone, thinking about marrying a woman like her. Unless my brain was waterlogged. Wouldn't that be asking for trouble? Besides, with Frostine's cold, arrogant personality, how could she send such mushy messages? Just comparing the messages to her face, it felt utterly absurd. I couldn't help but shudder. I quickly sent another message. There's a limit to human patience. How could you possibly be Frostine White? The reply came swiftly, darling. How do you want me to prove it? Darling, come home soon. I want to play the left-hand row game with you. Messages kept popping up. I looked at them and shook my head. After some thought, I decided to ask her about something extremely private. Once I accompanied Frostine White to meet a client. She got drunk. I was the one who took her home. That night she was singing and causing a scene, insisting on carrying an old lady across the street, muttering nonstop, "Grandma, let me carry you across the street." In the end, it took traffic police persuading her to stop. After sobering up, she remembered it and warned me not to tell anyone. That incident was known only to her and me. I asked cautiously, feeling a bit anxious. Soon Frostine's message came, darling, don't bring that up again. It's so embarrassing. That night I kept insisting on carrying an old lady across the street. She recounted it briefly, almost exactly like that night. At this point, I was nearly certain the person messaging me was undeniably Frostine White from the future. But this answer was so absurd, I couldn't accept it right away. Darling, this is our little secret. Don't tell anyone, okay? Before I could reply, Frostine's cold voice suddenly rang in my ears. Nathan, come up and present to everyone your plan for the next quarter. I hurriedly put away my phone, grabbed my prepared presentation, and went to the podium. On my way up, I stole a glance at Frostine. She was in a sharp business suit, her high ponytail looking spirited, exuding a sharp and commanding aura. I had to admit her features were very refined. Definitely a top-tier beauty. Fair skin, delicate features. Definitely a top-tier beauty. Fair skin. But she rarely wore casual clothes, so she always seemed cold, unapproachable. Back then, some bold guy tried to pursue Frostine. After all, with a beauty like her, it was normal to have suitors. But those who chased her never ended well. All were fired. From then on, hardly anyone dared to think of pursuing Frostine. Facing such a tyrannical CEO, I always kept my distance and stayed respectful, never imagining I'd end up living with her. After reaching the podium, I quickly projected my presentation, detailed my ideas for the company's product development and improvements, and touched on the marketing plan and sales strategy for the next quarter. The entire presentation lasted about half an hour. Throughout, Frostine's eyes stayed on me, observing me from head to toe. Seeing her proud, cold demeanor, I couldn't imagine. In private, she'd say things like, darling, I want to lift and twirl. Darling, give me a kiss. It was truly jaw-dropping. I couldn't help but marvel. You really can't judge a person by their appearance. Frostine in private was like that. After I finished, no one in the room reacted at first, until Frostine clapped first. Then everyone below followed suit. I hope next quarter you can meet the goals you've outlined. Otherwise, you might really need to pack your things and leave, Frostine said coldly. I forced an awkward smile, quickly assuring I'd complete the task. As I returned to my seat, my phone received several messages. Sweetheart, tonight I'll wear silk stockings for you. Do you prefer black or white? I also bought some cheongsams in various styles. Let's get intimate tonight, okay? My heart skipped a beat. These were bold, blatant words. Frostine was so open, truly beyond my imagination. You really can't know someone's heart by their face. Playing like this. Can the body even handle it? I couldn't help but reply, naughty. Darling, don't you like these things? I'm catering to your tastes. I was instantly speechless, completely shocked. Could it be in the future Frostine and I live so openly? I couldn't help but look up at Frostine. She shot me a murderous glance. I flinched and quickly looked away, joining everyone in clapping, finally enduring until the meeting ended. I felt utterly exhausted. Stepping out of the meeting room, the air outside felt so refreshing. My whole body relaxed. Looking at my watch, it was getting late. I thought I'd better head home after work. Back at my office, I packed up my things simply and prepared to leave. My colleagues were the same. After leaving the meeting room, they fled, rushing out, afraid Frostine would make them stay late. I wasn't slow either, quickly packed and dashed out. But after a few steps, I ran into Frostine coming out of the meeting room. Our eyes met. I forced a smile and said, "CEO Frostine, you'll head out first." She looked at me expressionlessly, uttering the words, "Hold on." Hearing those words, my heart felt like 10,000 galloping horses. I knew it couldn't be anything good. She always had some uncanny ability to find tasks for me. This is the market report I just compiled. It might be useful for you. Take a look when you have time. With that, Frostine handed me a stack of documents. I froze. It took a few seconds to process. How could I have expected Frostine to proactively help me? No. How could I refuse such a good thing? I took the documents, thanked Frostine, and left the company. On my way home, future Frostine messaged again, "Darling, I miss you already." Just reading that felt overwhelmingly sweet. She messaged again, "Darling, I miss you already." Just reading that felt overwhelmingly sweet. I reined in my thoughts. Couldn't help but ask via phone, "Do you remember when I didn't do well, and you criticized me in front of everyone, but then gave me a detailed market report? Why did you help me then?" I asked for a reason. Frostine never helped other colleagues. In her philosophy, you handle your own work. We're all adults in the workplace. I'm not a toddler. The workplace is a battlefield. Everything depends on yourself. She had no reason to help me. Walking down the street, I stared at my phone, waiting about a minute. Future Frostine replied, Because back then I already had feelings for you. I felt you were different from other colleagues." Seeing that message, I was so shocked I didn't know what to do. My worldview completely shattered. Frostine had feelings for me back then. That was truly shocking. I clearly felt my pupils trembling uncontrollably. Was I really different from other colleagues? Soon future Frostine messaged again, "Darling, why are you asking about this?" I'm so embarrassed answering. At that moment, my mind went blank. After a few seconds of daze, I asked again, "Did you really have feelings for me back then?" I couldn't believe this truth. Having feelings and still making things hard for me everywhere. That's obvious. Otherwise, how could I have had your child? Future Frostine's reply was utterly certain. A moment later, she messaged again, "Darling, something seems wrong with my phone. The time display is off. Your messages show as being from 2025. Seeing that line, I knew right away. Future Frostine had noticed the time discrepancy too. We were communicating across 5 years. Yes, I'm Nathan Tate from 2025. It's like we're talking across time. After sending that message, I felt like a madman because this whole thing was too unreal. Future Frostine quickly replied with several question marks and exclamations. Clearly shocked as well. We exchanged a bit more, gradually accepting this strange reality. I thought Frostine would tone it down, but she got even more excited. "Wow, I can't believe I'm chatting with my husband from the past. This is so thrilling, darling." Messages kept coming, all calling me darling. Seeing those words on my phone, but picturing Frostine's usual icy face, it felt surreal and unreal. "Darling, I think the door just opened. Are you home?" Then she added, "No, wait. It's my husband from 2030 who's home. I'm going to greet him. Let's talk later, okay?" Putting away my phone, my mind a mess, I returned home. After a hot shower, my head cleared a bit. Though today's events shocked me, in reality, I still had to do well for the next quarter. I opened the documents Frostine gave me. It was a market research report. Detailed data, presented meticulously. I reviewed it several times. Stayed up late refining my work plan. The next day, I yawned my way to the office. It was the start of the new quarter. As a small team leader, I was swamped. During that time, Frostine frequently sought me out, assigning all sorts of tasks, filling my schedule. making my work pressure skyrocket. During that time, Frostine frequently sought me out, assigning all sorts of tasks, filling my schedule, making my work pressure skyrocket. My head felt like it would explode. Was this how she showed feelings for me? Nathan, hold a meeting this morning. Nathan, this afternoon clients from out of town are visiting. You go pick them up. Nathan, this afternoon meet a client with me. One directive after another. I felt like I was about to collapse from exhaustion. It was hard to imagine. In this work state, I could still marry Frostine. Finally, I had a moment to breathe. I couldn't help but message future Frostine. But Frostine saw me on my phone, asked, "Are you that busy lately? Always texting when you have a moment. Are you dating someone?" Her words startled me. I quickly put my phone away. Oddly, from Frostine's expression, I vaguely sensed a hint of jealousy. CEO Frostine. I'm so busy my feet don't touch the ground. Where would I find time to date? Hearing me say that, her expression softened a bit. Seeing her like that, I almost blurted out, "Do you like me?" But I swallowed the words back. That afternoon we met a client. The other party ran a company too. Seemed very close to Frostine. Calling her Frosty this, Frosty that. With a man's intuition, I was sure this guy liked Frostine. His name was Dennis Vaughn. He looked decent enough, but his mannerisms and speech annoyed me. Frostine clearly wasn't interested in him, barely paying attention beyond business talk. After much effort, we finalized the deal. Dennis wanted to drive Frostine home, but she bluntly refused. Frostine even grabbed my arm, saying I'd drive her home. I stepped closer to Frostine, told Dennis, "CEO Vaughn, you're busy. It'll take CEO Frostine home." Dennis then turned his gaze to me, his eyes clearly unfriendly. He said unhappily, "Fine, but you better make sure Frosty's safe, or I won't let you off." I cursed inwardly, this guy's so cheesy. Truly disgusting. Frostine's expression stiffened too. "Let's go," I said. Frostine hurriedly followed. We got in the car, almost in unison, telling the driver to go. At that moment, my phone pinged with a notification. It was future Frostine messaging, "Darling, how are you? Are you okay? Darling, you must get into trouble. Hold on, okay?" Seeing those messages, I tensed up. Without a second's delay, I texted back, "What's wrong? Did something happen to future me? Am I about to die?" I asked future Frostine anxiously, but after sending the message, there was no reply. No one responded. Looking at the notification on my screen, my heart raced. I couldn't help but overthink. Could I really be in trouble? My heart raced. I couldn't help but overthink. Could I really be in trouble? Could I not make it to 2030? I was just in my 30s, in the prime of my life, with so much left undone. Thinking this, sitting in the car, I felt like I was on pins and needles, unable to calm down. Frostine sitting beside me kept watching me, probably noticing something was off. She asked, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I replied, pretending to be calm. Soon the driver dropped Frostine off first, then took me home. When we parted, Frostine still seemed concerned, asking again, "Are you sure you're okay?" "Relax, I'm really fine." I tried to stay composed, finally convincing Frostine to stop asking. Back home, future Frostine still hadn't replied. Not until 9 at night. She finally messaged, "Don't worry, darling. You're fine. It was just a sudden kidney stone flare-up. After a checkup, the doctor said it's not serious." "Darling," the doctor said, "you skip breakfast every morning and drink too much soda. That's why you got kidney stones. You scared me to death earlier. Our child and I can't live without you. Our family wouldn't be complete without you. You must take better care of your health, okay?" Reading those messages, my suspended heart finally settled. Thinking it over, she was right. I don't have a habit of eating breakfast, and I often stay up late, drinking soda when thirsty. To stay healthy, I really needed to adjust my diet. At that moment, I noticed in the chat, Frostine mentioned our child. Unable to resist my curiosity, I asked, "Boy or girl?" "It's an adorable little princess." Knowing it was a girl, I couldn't help but blurt out, "Are you still okay? Are you still okay? Darling, you don't prefer girls over boys, do you?" I was a bit embarrassed, quickly replying no, absolutely not. I treat both equally. I said that, but deep down I was thrilled. Having a cute daughter would be wonderful. Chatting a bit more with future Frostine, she suddenly said the baby was crying. Her current husband was taking care of it, but she had to check. Couldn't let him handle it alone. Let's talk next time, okay? Sure, I replied quickly. After a shower, I lay in bed. Unexpectedly, my phone rang. I thought it was future Frostine messaging again, but when I checked, it was Frostine from the present calling. Stunned for a few seconds, I hurriedly answered. CEO Frostine, it's late, what's up? Nothing, I just noticed you seemed off when you left. Are you really okay? Hearing Frostine say that, I froze. Was she concerned about me? Could she really like me already? Relax, I'm fine, I said casually. Good to know. Rest early. Frostine's voice came through. Alright, CEO Frostine, you rest early too. After hanging up, I lay in bed not touching my phone, staring at the ceiling lost in thought. I pinched myself, feeling everything happening. Seemed a bit unreal. I pinched myself. The pain felt very real, confirming everything was true. The next morning I woke to a company notice. No work today. We were going team building. Our company is quite large. We don't do company-wide team building, but go by department. And our CEO Frostine White sometimes joins team building with teams. So I quickly asked HR, is CEO Frostine joining this time? Truthfully, no one wanted Frostine along. After all, Frostine didn't seem approachable at all. If she came, no one would feel at ease. HR quickly replied, CEO Frostine has other plans and won't join. Great, I responded. If it were before, I'd have been thrilled. Because the tyrannical CEO wouldn't join our team building, we could be freer. But for some reason, this time, I felt a slight pang of disappointment. Still, it was fleeting. I quickly regained my enthusiasm, notified my team. We're going team building today. My team was sizable, about 20 or 30 people. Today's team building included food, hot springs soaking, and games. But soon someone messaged me privately. Will CEO Frostine see? After my firm assurance, everyone in the team was thrilled. You could see how much pressure Frostine usually put on everyone. HR had rented a bus. We gathered at the company gate. Everyone was dressed sharply, faces beaming with smiles. Seeing me, they greeted enthusiastically, hey boss. Hey boss, I smiled back. At work, I blend in with everyone, treating them without harshness, so they all get along with me. Everyone just a quick word. Normally, when a leader says a quick word, it's usually a long speech, rambling endlessly, easily half an hour. But I'm different. I said to sentences, and it was to sentences. Have fun out there, stay safe. If anything comes up, contact me, I'm the boss. Everyone cheered in unison. In that cheerful atmosphere, we prepared to set off. But the next second, the smiles on everyone's faces vanished. As I wondered why, everyone shouted in unison, Good morning, CEO Frostine. I turned around, saw Frostine walking out of the office building. Good morning, CEO Frostine, I greeted too. Frostine nodded slightly. Have fun out there. She left those words, then got into a luxury car and left. After Frostine was gone, everyone laughed and chatted again. We boarded the bus and headed to our destination. We had a blast there. My current husband went to work. I'm home with the baby, so bored. Future Frostine quickly messaged me. The baby and I can't bear to be apart from you for a second. Darling from 2025. What are you doing? Reply and chat with me. Seeing Future Frostine's message, I didn't delay. Quickly snapped a few photos and sent them. Told Future Frostine, we're team building today. Team building means going out to have fun. My message sent. Future Frostine didn't reply right away. After a bit, she said, is today March 20th, 2025 where you are? Seeing her message, I quickly checked my phone's home screen. The time displayed was indeed March 20th, 2025. March 20th, 2025. Yes, exactly as you said. I replied. My message sent. Future Frosting continued. Is the weather nice today? Yes, what's up? Is something wrong? Hearing Future Frosting ask these details, I sensed something was off, like something big was about to happen. There's a bit of a problem. Darling from 2025 if I remember right. Today I went on a business trip to a nearby city and was busy until evening. Dennis Vaughn came to pick me up. Then something happened. I'm not sure if I'm remembering wrong, but Dennis Vaughn isn't a good guy. Darling from 2025 contact me now. Say you'll come pick me up. She sent a flurry of messages. Reading them I grew more anxious. Alright, don't worry. I'll contact you now. I quickly called Present Frosting. The call connected fast. Present Frosting's cold voice came through. What's up? Hearing that voice I frowned slightly, momentarily unaccustomed. Because Future Frosting was so adorable. Clingy but present her was still icy. I quickly organized my words. CEO Frosting, where are you on your business trip? The nearby city, why? Oh, I'm free right now. Thought I'd tag along and learn a bit. Is that okay? I said with a smile. After speaking, Frosting didn't reply for a while. After a pause, she said, aren't you leading your team for team building today? And you want to learn from me? Plus, I'm already on the highway. No problem, CEO Frosting, I'll go myself. Just give me the address later. I continued smiling. Frosting thought for a moment, fine. But you must handle the team building well. Can't let anyone be unhappy. More importantly, ensure everyone's safety. Safety first. Don't worry, CEO Frosting. I said alright. Nothing else then. Contact me when you arrive. Hanging up. Someone ran up to me, boss. Why aren't you joining us? I looked at them and said something came up. You guys have fun. Is it CEO Frosting again? CEO Frosting is they didn't finish. I cut them off. I'm leaving this to you. CEO Frosting said everyone must have fun. The colleague sighed in relief. Don't worry, boss. Leave it to us. If anything comes up, I'll contact you. Saying that, I didn't add more. I left the team building site. Since I didn't drive, I took a car to the high-speed rail station, headed to the nearby city. Driving might take 2 or 3 hours, but the high-speed rail takes less than 1. By my estimate, Frosting was probably arriving soon. By the time I got there by rail, she'd likely be at her survey. On the way, Frosting sent me a location, the hotel she was staying at. She messaged saying, it might be late tonight. Should probably stay overnight. With her location, I felt more at ease. Future Frosting also messaged me, asking if I'd left yet. I told her don't worry, I'm on my way. She asked again if I'd left. I told her don't worry, I'm on my way. She finally sighed in relief. After this, when you're back, I'll tell you a secret. What secret? I asked curiously. I'll tell you when you're back. Darling from 2025. She messaged the baby's awake. I'm going to check on her. Arriving in the nearby city, I took a car straight to the hotel Frosting mentioned. I settled in at the hotel. After settling in, the first thing was to contact Frosting, but no one answered my call. I immediately felt uneasy. It was just past noon. Lunchtime. I called several times. Finally, someone picked up. Frosting's voice, what's up? Why so many calls? It's lunchtime. Go eat first this afternoon. I have important business. Don't call me randomly. I'll contact you when I'm done. Then you can drive me. Alright, I replied. Frosting in handling these matters had her own rhythm. But CEO Frosting, send me your location so I can prepare. Okay, fine. After talking, Frosting sent me a location. I found a place. Ate a quick meal in the nearby city. I rarely came here, let alone wandered around. With nothing to do, I strolled. Around 5 in the afternoon, I figured Frosting was probably almost done, so I called her. But no one answered. I thought, is she that busy? I took a car, headed to where Frosting was. Arrived around 6 in the evening. It was a factory product survey site, closely related to our company's products. I reached the gate. The guard asked what I wanted. I offered him a cigarette. Smiling, I asked, Did anyone come for a survey this afternoon? Are they still here? The guard quickly replied, "You're late." The surveyors left. They're probably eating in the city center now. I thanked the guard, headed to the city center. During that time, I called Frostine a few more times, but still no answer. By now it was dark. The city lit up with neon lights. I reached the city center, unable to contact Frostine. I was extremely anxious. There's a saying, worrying clouds the mind. I knew I was panicking. The situation wasn't great. I started calming myself, taking deep breaths to stabilize my emotions. Suddenly, a cold breeze blew by, snapping me awake. Right, whatever's happening now, future Frostine must know, since she told me to come here. So I quickly grabbed my phone, messaged future Frostine. I can't reach her now. I'm in the nearby city. Any way to know where she is? Reply as soon as you get this. I sent several messages in a row. Future Frostine replied quickly. Seeing you so worried, it seems you're already falling for me. Aren't you, darling, from 2025? Tell me, is that true? Tell me, is that true? Seeing her slightly playful message, I paused for a moment, then replied, probably. What do you mean probably? Tell me, do you like me or not? Now's not the time for this. Is she okay right now? I asked anxiously. Look, she's probably fine for now, but you need to hurry. Future Frostine didn't delay. Quickly sent me an address, the name of a hotel. I checked the hotel's name, looked it up and saw it was nearby. I rushed to the hotel. Room 605, Future Frostine messaged. I was frantic, hurried to room 605, banged on the door, but no one was inside. A cleaning lady saw me. Young man, forgot your room key, or looking for someone. If you're looking, no one's in there. Look, the room number lights off. I looked up and it was true. Could I have the wrong room? I checked several rooms. Doors were open, but none were right. So I went to the front desk and asked, was there a short, ugly guy escorting a beautiful woman to check in? The receptionist looked at me like I was an idiot. At that moment, I really didn't know how else to find Frostine. Just as I felt helpless, at the hotel entrance, I saw a short, ugly guy escorting Frostine, heading this way. The guy holding Frostine was none other than Dennis Vaughn. Frostine was clearly struggling to resist, but that jerk wouldn't let go. At that moment, I was full of rage. Without a word, I rushed up and punched Dennis Vaughn. He fell to the ground. I stepped forward and kicked him a few more times to feel satisfied. Frostine seemed startled by the scene, but sobered up a bit. Nathan, it's you. After the fight, I grabbed Frostine's hand and pulled her outside. Frostine didn't resist, following me out. Are you okay? I asked. Frostine shook her head. I'm fine. How did you know I was here? Never mind, I said, but Frostine smiled. Was it my future self who told you? Hearing her, I was shocked. You're in contact with her too? Of course, otherwise. Why would my future self tell you to find me? She looked at me smugly. So that's the secret you were going to tell me? I asked. Exactly. That's right, Frostine said. Now, I want to ask you, do you like me already? Frostine blinked her bright eyes at me. Before I might not have been sure, but now I'm absolutely certain. Yeah, I like you. Frostine looked at me, suddenly kissed me. I like you too.